Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you.
Good to be back with you.
What's your view on that? Will you vote? Do you think Matt Gaetz is qualified? Will you vote to confirm him as Attorney General?
I know Matt, and I understand that there are a lot of questions that have been raised just in the moment that he's been nominated by President Trump. But President Trump is fully entitled to put forward whomever he wants, particularly when you think about this Department of Justice. I mean, think about what President Trump went through in his first term. The entire Russiagate hoax, that was a Democrat-funded dossier, a fake dossier, that went years of investigation, wasting millions of dollars with Mueller. If you think about I think it was probably the dirty trick of the century when Tony Blinken put together this letter with 51 so-called intelligence experts that said that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation, and then they used the FBI to go out and basically pre-bunk it, going to social media outlets like Facebook and saying this Russian disinformation is going to come forward. They used it to suppress this information and affect the outcome of an election. This was a huge misuse of the DOJ when President Trump was in office. And then if you think about what's happened since then, the DOJ has been abused to go after President Biden's number one opponent. Think about moms and dads at school board meetings that have been harassed by federal agents because of this DOJ. The DOJ's failure to enforce the U.S. code when people are marching on the houses of Supreme Court justices to intimidate them. I mean, this is a highly political, partisan DOJ, and I think President Trump is entitled to put in place the change agent that he wants to do.
So that means, yes, you will be voting yes on him.
I certainly want to go through the process and see all of see the entire process through.
Okay, but you're not ready to say yes or no tonight.
I'm ready to say President Trump's entitled to put forward whom he wants, and we need to give them a full and fair hearing.
Okay,
That's the advice and consent role of the U.S. Senate.
You'd like there to be a hearing. Does it give you any pause, the House ethics investigation that was underway?
Pardon?
Does the House ethics investigation give you any pause on how you may vote on this?
I have not paid attention to this until just this evening when I heard about it. I'm not familiar with the House ethics investigation, except that there must be something underway.
Yeah, but does it give you any pause?
I think everybody wants to see the entirety of the facts come forward as somebody goes through confirmation. I've gone through confirmation myself. I've also gone through Democrat resistance. I was held for 30 hours of floor time to go through this. They filibustered me. So, we've got to go through the process here. That's the
when you were ambassador. But you'd like there to be a hearing. So does that mean you don't believe that the Attorney General nominee should be appointed in a recess appointment, which would basically sidestep your role and the Senate's role in vetting these nominees?
It depends on whether the Democrats escalate to that point. If the Democrats continue to frustrate and the things that they did to me, if that happens in mass here, which it sounds like it may, then I think President Trump deserves every option to get his cabinet appointed.
But would you be okay with someone being put in at the Justice Department without first having a proper vetting by even Republicans being able to ask questions?
I would prefer that. But again, the Democrats changed the rules on us when President Trump came into office the first time. This resistance movement was very real. I was subjected to it. And President Trump is entitled to get his appointees in. We've used recess appointments under President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama.
Yeah.
It's constitutionally allowed.
Well, and of course, we've seen Republicans also stymie people from getting confirmed. We saw that with Tommy Tuberville and the Pentagon and top officials there. But for you personally, would you be only comfortable if someone is running the Justice Department if they have had a proper confirmation hearing to where you've been able to hear maybe what is in that House ethics investigation or the other reports?
I would prefer going through a normal process, a regular process that allows the full hearing and allows the advice and consent. But I'll tell you this, the Democrats have consistently blocked and obfuscated the process. And if we get to that point, I'm going to favor President Trump putting his people into office. I would have favored that.
Do you think if there is a confirmation hearing that there is anything you could hear or learn that would maybe change your mind and make you vote no on one of Trump's appointees?
That would be the case with anybody coming forward. I've been through the process. It's extensive. There's a lot of digging and a lot of disclosure that goes forward, and we'll just have to see. As I said, I've been through it. It took months, tens of thousands of dollars of legal fees to do this. It's not easy. There's a reason it's not easy. These are important jobs.
So you agree with the vetting process in that sense, because the reason the Senate has this, obviously, is so you can make sure people who are unfit for office are not in these huge jobs. That's the Senate's constitutional role that it has here. And given you've personally been through that, you're underlining the importance of it when we're hearing from some Republicans who say we should be willing to confirm all of Trump's nominees. You're saying we should have the confirmation hearing and hear it out first.
I think President Trump is entitled to have these hearings. He's entitled to go through a normal process of nominating, going through the advice and consent, and not providing the credibility that gives to his appointees.
Well, I guess I asked because he's the one who suggested that anyone who is the Republican leader for the Senate, which John Thune won that election today, be open to recess appointments, which would allow him to sidestep.
But that's absolutely appropriate when Democrats, if Democrats escalate to the point that we have to move in that direction. It's a trade-off, right? If they want to allow us to have the advice and consent process, let's do it. But if they're going to frustrate it and obfuscate it, then we're going to have to go to recess appointments.
But you
I agree with
prefer
President Trump.
a confirmation hearing?
Certainly.
Senator Bill Hagerty, who has been through a confirmation hearing, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Caitlin. Good to be with you.
Up next, what the